Yo, what up YouTube, and welcome to the second episode of Road to Placement. In today's episode, we are going to go over my placement strategy for 2025. We are going to evaluate my strengths and weaknesses, as well as selecting artists I would like to get a placement with this year. We are also going to make a beat for NBA Youngboy and build a pack that we are going to send out later. Alright, let's get straight into it. So first off, let's talk about my placement strategy for this year. This is my first year of chasing placements, so I definitely have a lot to learn. So to cut down some of that learning process and the trial and error, I decided to ask my friend Prod Benny for some advice on how to get placements. Here's what he said. First, be aware of what you're doing. Your music has to be original and high quality, or else when opportunities come, you'll just waste them. What he means by this is that if I'm just going to send like trash beats and trash loops to people, they are not going to want to work with me anymore. Second, what I like to do, post my work on stories and tag artists, but even better, producers who got placements with those artists. Find an artist that suits your sound. Sometimes it even works sending your stories directly to the producers. Third are weeklies. A lot of producers use them, but I personally don't because I have a Dropbox folder I send to producers so I can keep it constantly updated. Alright, so Benny gave us some crazy advice, so let's start evaluating my strategy based off of all the advice that he gave. So first off, let's think about my sound. Personally, I think I'm pretty versatile, but my main strengths are definitely pain, emotional, Beta Rouge, dark type of beats. So based off of that, artists who I think would fit perfectly on those are NBA Youngboy, Lil Durk, Rod Wave, and artists similar to these ones. And these are also some of my favorite artists, so there definitely won't be a case where I get bored of making these types of beats. And these artists are pretty versatile as well, so we can definitely make many different types of beats off of just these artists. Alright, next step is outreach, and this is probably the hardest step. Making good music isn't as hard for me than to get them to people, and my strategy for this one is simple. Set up a weekly list, post regularly, and keep my eyes open. Let me break it down. Alright, so first off, I'm going to start a weekly list. This is pretty straightforward. I'm just going to send out my best loops from the week to other producers like every Saturday. I'm also going to be collecting emails through asking people and just sending to people who I already work with. The next step is to post regularly, and I plan on doing it through Instagram, TikTok, Discord, and stuff like that. Discord, in my opinion, is extremely underrated because there are tons of Discord channels where you can send your loops right now. I'm also planning on starting to post loop kits on YouTube that are free, so I can extend further the outreach of my loops. And what I mean by this is that I look for opportunities everywhere. For example, people on Instagram stories regularly ask for loops and beats for artists, and these are opportunities that I'm not planning on missing. So I think this is going to be a great way of forming new connections, getting new emails, and overall getting closer to the end goal, which is a placement. Alright, now that we have our plan down, let's start working on some music. So my good friend Alexander Goldman asked me for a 20 pack for NBA Youngboy. Also, NBA Youngboy just got released from jail, so what better time than now to start working on some packs for him. And yeah, this is a perfect opportunity because NBA Youngboy is one of my favorite artists, and I definitely want to have a placement with him. I made this beat earlier today. Now I think this is one of my hardest beats, so I just cannot help but to show it to y'all. This is what it sounds like.
AyeVaboo made it.
Yeah, this is definitely one of my hardest beats from this year, and it's definitely going on the NBA Youngboy back. But yeah, let me know if you want me to break down this beat on a separate video. I could do the loop and the drums. I think it would be a great video, but yeah, let me know. And also, I'm thinking of doing some more unique stuff for NBA Youngboy because so many producers at the moment are probably doing the classic Beta Rouge, Dun Dun type of beats for him. So I want to stand out and hopefully get some attention from the producers and hopefully get that placement. Alright, so my friend Prod Benny, who gave us the advice earlier, sent me some loops, so let's work on them. Yeah, I'm thinking of adding a rim shot for this beat because I can just hear it. Let's add the 808. I'm going to keep this beat pretty simple just so YoungBoy has the most space that he needs for his like emotional singing and everything. So I won't go crazy at all on the drums. Let's find out what key what the chord progression is. So let's open up Wave Candy, go to Spectrum and turn the scale up so we can see the notes. And I recommend using if you have a loop that is stemmed out, use the bass line so that you can get the root notes easily. So A sharp, D, C. Let it breathe. Then add some other 808s over here. Beautiful, man. Let's add a kick. And yeah, all these drums are from the Ultimate Pain Mulligan version 2. It's the best kit for pain beats, hands down. It has everything you need: drums, loops, phrases. The guitar phrases are the best part. One shots, drum breaks, tons of other stuff, even midis, and everything is royalty free. So you can use it on your own production, sell beats, get placements, easy. The best kit for pain beats, hands down. And yeah, I'm just going to follow the 808 pattern with the kick so that we can remain with the theme of simplicity on this beat. Shout out to Benny for this beautiful loop, man. Crazy. Alright, let's do some basic mixing so far. So the hi-hat, around 12. I like to like around -12. Let's add some reverb. Alright, let's switch the rim shot to a clap because I think it would fit better. Alright, last thing, the open hi-hat. I'm just going to use the open hi-hat to accentuate the 808 and the kick and stuff like that. Alright, so the beat is ready. Once again, shout out to Proud Benny for this beautiful sample. But let me break down this arrangement real quickly. So first off, over here we have the chorus part of the beat. Most of the instruments are playing over here. Then transitioning into the verse part, we have a acoustic bass coming back in. 808 comes back almost halfway through. The other bass comes out at that moment as well. Then I just copied everything over like this. Boom. Send it over here and the arrangement was ready. Then another thing over here, we have a automation of a EQ. I just used the EQ to cut out the low end from the melody at the points where the 808 was playing, so there wasn't any muddiness on the beat.
AyeVaboo made it.
But yeah, let's bounce this one out. Then I'm going to put it onto the NBA Youngboy pack, and I'm going to update on what happens with the pack. Right now I only have 3 beats. I still have to make 17 more, but that's all good. That's what I do. I'm a producer, I make beats, so it shouldn't be too hard. Alright, let's put this beat into the Dropbox like this. Boom. And we have 3 beats ready right now for NBA Youngboy. Let's hope that we can get some placements with these. I love these beats, man. These have been some of my best work so far, and I'm improving so much, even on the drums as well during this process. But yeah, this was definitely a great episode of Road to Placement, and it's definitely a good place to continue off of on the next episode. But yeah, in the next episode I'm probably going over once again my placement journey, but some of like how I earn money as a producer and stuff like that. So yeah, let me know what you want to see next on the channel, even on these episodes of Road to Placement. What are some type of stuff you want to see, and just video ideas in general. I love to make some of y'all's suggestions, so yeah, leave it down in the comments. And yeah, if you like the video, like and subscribe, and without further ado, see you on the next video. Peace.